afternoon. A warm welcome to the Golden Jubilee Valedictory celebrations of Christ Deemed to be University. I am Professor Mary Thomas, Faculty, Department of Management Studies, your MC for today. In order to support the smooth conduct of today's program, I wish to give a few instructions before we begin. Please respect the solemnity of this occasion. Kindly keep your mobile phones in silent mode. The official photographer will be taking photographs throughout the ceremony, and these will be shared on the university website. You are therefore requested to refrain from taking photos and videos during the ceremony. When the dignitaries enter and exit the venue, please avoid taking selfies. Please note that washrooms are accessible through the side doors of the auditorium, for the women on my left and for the men on my right. As soon as the dignitaries enter, the national anthem will be played, followed by the invocation song and lighting of the lamp. I request you to remain standing till the dignitaries have taken their seats on the dais, and please refrain from applauding at the end of the invocation hymn. To brief you, the dignitaries that will be joining us today are the chief guest of the day, the Honorable former President of India, Bharat Ratna, Shri Pranab Mukherjee, our guests of honor, Padma Bhushan, Dr. Devi Prasad Shetty, Cabinet Minister and Member of the State Legislative Assembly, Shri K.J. George, Member of the State Legislative Assembly, Shri Ramalinga Reddy, the Bishop of Mandya Diocese, Mar Anthony Karil, our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Father George Ediadil, and our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Father Abraham V.M. Thank you for your attention. We shall now await the arrival of the dignitaries. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly rise as the dignitaries enter the auditorium. On this momentous occasion, we are honored to have in our midst our chief guest of the day, the Honorable former President of India, Bharat Ratna, Shri Pranab Mukherjee. Our guests of honor, Padma Bhushan, Dr. Devi Prasad Shetty, Cabinet Minister and Member of the State Legislative Assembly, Shri K.J. George, Member of the State Legislative Assembly, Shri Ramalinga Reddy, Bishop of Mandya Diocese, Mar Anthony Karel, the Honorable Chancellor, Christ deemed to be University, Dr. Father George Ediadier, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Christ deemed to be University, Dr. Father Abraham V.M. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us for the National Anthem of India. I now request our esteemed dignitaries to light the ceremonial lamp as the University Choir renders the invocation hymn.
Exalt him, holy people, and let your songs arise. Sing loud, exalted numbers, while heaven and earth replies. The brook that murmurs lightly, the bird in silver lace, proclaim our great Creator, and gently speak his praise. Exalt him, holy people, and let your songs arise. Sing loud, exalted numbers, while heaven and earth replies. The exalt him, exalt the King of glory. His mighty words proclaim. Exalt him, exalt him, exalt the King of glory. His mighty words proclaim. Let every clime adore him, and bless his holy name. And bless his holy name. And bless his name. And bless his holy name. Bless his 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 holy name.
Please be seated. May I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Father Abraham VM, to welcome this august gathering.
Honorable former President of India and the Chief Guest for today's function, Bharat Ratna Sri Pranab Mukherjee, Honorable Minister for Large and Medium-Sized Industry, Government of Karnataka, Sri K.J. George, the guest of honor for today, Padma Bhushan Dr. Devi Prasad Shetty, Reverend Father Mar Anthony Karil, the Bishop of Mandya, Sri Ramalinda Reddy, Member of the Legislative Assembly, Dr. Father George Dayadil, the Chancellor of Christ University, Reverend Father Varghese Vidayathil, the Vicar General of the CMI Congregation, Dr. Father Jose C.C., the Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ali Joseph Pinto, the Registrar, and all the officials of the University, Dr. Father Kurian Kachapalli, President of DVK, Mr. Jugunu Broy, the President of the Alumni Association, distinguished former rectors of Thammaran College, invitees, members of the Board of Management, fathers, faculty, staff, Christites, eminent alumni, ladies and gentlemen present here, and those joining us through the live streaming of the function, a very good afternoon. The inception and growth of Christ College from 1969 into Christ University is closely entwined with the saga of rebuilding modern India. It was the vision of Saint Kuryakos Elias Chavra, our patron, to see India as culturally resurgent country, and he looked at education as a means to achieve this. His views on education was not narrow or sectarian. The founding fathers of Christ were not just inspired by Saint Kuryakos Elias Chavra, but also guided by luminaries like Dr. M. Vishwesvaraya, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, when they envisaged Christ University as an institution of learning which would transcend all linguistic, racial, gender, and other barriers and become a university of national character in spirit and letter. 50 years later, on this occasion of the valedictory of our Golden Jubilee celebrations, I can confidently state that at Christ University, learning and education embrace the future and allows the individual the room to choose, reflect, and to experiment, as well as to innovate, which ensures the greatest benefit to the individual, the society, and the nation at a global level. Welcome to Christ University. It is my privilege and honor to welcome a great statesman and an erudite orator, Bharat Ratna Sri Pranab Mukherjee, the Honorable former President of India, to Christ University. I invite Dr. John Joseph Kennedy, the chairperson of the Golden Jubilee Committee, to welcome Sri Pranab Mukherjee with a bouquet of flowers as a token of our immense joy and pride in having him grace this occasion with his presence. I welcome Sri K.J. George, Honorable Minister, Large and Medium-Sized Industry, Government of Karnataka, to Christ University. He has told me many times of his sense of pride at seeing the growth of the university. I invite Mr. Jubilee Valedictory, the Alumni President, to welcome the Honorable Minister. Reverend Dr. Anthony Carriel, the Bishop of Mandya, was also the former principal of Christ College, and he paved the way for the college to become a university. A visionary leader, Bishop Carriel is always there to encourage and support the university's growth and success. I request Dr. Jane Matthew, Dean, Commerce and Management, to welcome the Bishop to this event. It is a pleasure indeed to welcome Sri Ramalinga Reddy, member of the Legislative Assembly, VTM Layout constituency. He has always been our go-to person whenever we needed support. I request Professor Lakshmi Karthikeyan, Faculty, School of Business Studies and Social Sciences, to welcome Sri Ramalinga Reddy. I cordially welcome Dr. Father George Dayadiel, the Chancellor of Christ University, to this gathering. I call upon Ananya Shukla, the student representative, to hand over the bouquet and welcome the Chancellor. I accord a gracious welcome to Dr. Father Thomas Aikara, Dr. Father Augustine Thotakara, the former Chancellors of Christ University, and Dr. Father James Nerulukil, the former Rector of Tharmaram College, and the first chairperson of the Christ University Trust. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Quinen Arjun and Erna Helsen, professors from Hans University, Netherlands, who have joined us on this momentous occasion. I also take pleasure in welcoming the Yeshwantapur MLA and BDA Chairman, Sri S.T. Swamashekhar, and the Commission Bangalore Mahadara Palige, Sri Manjunatha Prasad IAS, and our long-standing friends, Krishnam Raju and Pradeep Jo, to this Golden Jubilee celebration. Dr. Devi Shetty's expected time is on the way. I welcome all the invitees and media for having covered our events throughout the Golden Jubilee year of this institution. This is a historic landmark, the annals of Christ University, and your presence here is a confirmation to all of us of this day's significance. Thank you.
As we enter the next phase of our growth as an institution, we have the planting of the Golden Jubilee sapling, symbolizing our hope for a future of wisdom and growth. I request our chief guest, Honorable former President of India, Bharat Ratna, Shri Pranab Mukherjee, Bishop of Mandya Diocese and former Principal of Christ College, Mar Anthony Carriel, and six-time MLA and former Minister, Shri Ramalinga Reddy, to kindly do the honours, accompanied by Father Vice Chancellor. Research is the foundation on which great institutions are built. Commemorating the journey of the last 50 years, we are proud to present an anthology of original research papers written by our learned faculty members, titled Fostering Higher Education, Half a Century in Service. May I request our chief guest, Honorable former President of India, Shri Pranab Mukherjee, to release the Golden Jubilee publication. We are pleased to share the list of contributors to the Golden Jubilee publication. The Honorable Chancellor of Christ deemed to be University, Dr. Father George Eriadil, will now address the gathering.
Honorable Bharat Ratna Sri Pranab Mukherjee, former President of India and Chief Guest of the Day, Sri K.J. George, Honorable Minister, Sri Ramalinga Reddy, Honorable MLA, Bishop Mar Anthony Karil, Bishop of Mandya and the former Principal, Reverend Father Varghese, the Vicar General of CMI Congregation, Reverend Dr. Abraham V.M., the Vice Chancellor, former Rectors and Chancellors, respected fathers, sisters, staff, students, Christites, and my dear friends. The 50 years history of Christ deemed to be University is an amazing story of God's providence, human solidarity, and boundless hope. God has showered His blessing on the University through numerous persons. The students, the staff, heads of the institution, the alumni, the management, the government, the public, and friends. Today, all of us are immensely happy and thankful to all the esteemed guests, both on and off the stage, for blessing us with their valuable presence. With the motto excellence and service, the university goes forward with an uncompromising mission and core values, providing a holistic, inclusive, socially committed, value-based, quality, disciplined, and nurturing ambience that transforms the individuals to be their best and promote universal harmony and development. Christ is an offshoot of a dream realized in 1831 when the CMI congregation was started to do all possible good for all. The visionary founder, Saint Kuriakos Elias Chavara, began Sanskrit school in 1846, and later in 1864, he was instrumental in starting schools associated with all the Catholic parishes in Kerala to promote education for all. Dharmaram College started in 1957 as a center of philosophical and theological studies, ventured into the wider education horizon in 1969 with the beginning of Christ College. We pay tribute to the visionary founders, the heads of the institutions, staff, collaborators, the alumni and Christites who faced many challenges to make the university what it is today. This year we celebrate the birth centenary of the visionary founder of this Center for Learning, Research and Service for Life, the then rector of Dharmaram College, the late Bishop Jonas Thalias CMI. The amazing strength of Christ is that all the stakeholders own her as their own, creating an unparalleled bond which gives an internal unity and vitality to Christ and her mission of education. For Christites, university is an experience, a memory, a perspective, a vision, an emotion, and a passion. The fit between the various stakeholders and the institution, and the mutual accountability, transparency, freedom and teamwork is the key to the path of university's journey of excellence and service. The university provides a system of organizational excellence, the culture of consistent talent development, constant evaluation of the best practices, and the provisions for immense possibilities for the mature, authentic, and holistic growth of all. I congratulate the VC, Dr. Father Abraham, the former VC, Dr. Thomas C. Matthew, former principal and Bishop Mar Anthony Karil, the fathers, the staff, the students, and the alumni for their vision, conviction, cooperation, and commitment. Christ is a history and an inspiring story that gives us enormous confidence to continue with enthusiasm in the path of excellence in learning, research, and service, and to embrace the future with great hope by being mindful of the enormous challenges and immense possibilities before her. Thank you. May God bless us all.
And life-saving contributions to the domain of health sciences, specifically the field of cardiology. Dr. Shetty is the chairman and executive director of Narayana Health. I invite Professor Finu Mary Jose, the director, Center for Social Action, to welcome Dr. Devi Shetty.
May I now call upon our guest of honor, Padma Bhushan, Dr. Devi Prasad Shetty, founder and chairman, Narayana Health, to offer his felicitations on this occasion.
And unfortunately, we do not have many statesmen. How do you differentiate a politician from a statesman? I just want to narrate a real life story of mine which happened in 2011 when Mr. Pranab Mukherjee was the Honorable Finance Minister, and in 2011 the Indian national budget, which we all wait every year ritually, was announced. And in that there was a tiny bombshell which was dropped. The Finance Ministry decided to add 5% service tax on healthcare. And we were very unhappy. And as any senior doctor of the country would do, I wrote to the Finance Minister without really expecting any answer from him, because all the business leaders, friends of mine, they told me that once the budget is announced, no matter what you do, nothing can be exempted. You're wasting your time. But I thought I could take a chance and wrote a mail, and promptly I got an appointment to see him personally. And he asked me only one question. He said, "How does it affect your patients?" In simple words, I explained to him that today in our country, patients sell their house, get 1 lakh rupees for a heart operation. Now they have to write another check for 5,000 rupees to the government as a service tax. So he didn't say much, but to my surprise, after a few days there was an announcement that the service tax from healthcare was withdrawn. This is the difference between a politician and a statesman. And we in India, sir, we are indeed grateful to you for showing the rest of the politicians what the difference between a statesman and politician is. And hopefully this story should inspire a lot more politicians to take on the responsibility and strive to make this country and the world a better place to live. Thank you once again. and I'm extremely grateful to you, sir, once again.
I invite Shri K.J. George, the Honourable Minister, Large and Medium-Sized Industry, Government of Karnataka, to share his felicitation message with us.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. Respected Bharat Ratna Sri Pranab Mukherjee ji, Honorable former President of India, Dr. Devi Shetty, the Chairman of Narayana Hridayalaya, my friend and former Minister and MLA Mr. Ramling Reddy, another MLA and VDA Chairman Mr. Somashekhar, Bishop of Diocese of Mandya, Mar Anthony Kariyal, dear Dr. Father George Redayadil, Chancellor of Christ University, dear Dr. Father Abraham V.M., Vice Chancellor of Christ University, all the dignitaries, all the faculty members, distinguished invitees, dear students and media friends. I am elated and extremely happy to be present amongst this august gathering and be a part of this milestone, celebrating the exceptional journey of Christ University completing 50 years. Firstly, I would take this stage to welcome Sri Pranab Mukherjee, Honorable former President of India, and express my appreciation for gracing the occasion. Once a professor himself, Sri Mukherjee has emphasized on placing education at the core of human development efforts in the country. He has tirelessly engaged with educational institutions, regulatory bodies, policymakers, and most importantly, the faculty, the students, and all the stakeholders in the field of education for bringing reforms in the field of higher education and research. His legacy is unique, and the nation deservingly recognizes him as the Education President of India. In political career spanning 5 decades, Sri Mukherjee has been the senior leader in the Indian National Congress and has occupied several ministerial portfolios in the government of India. He has been conferred with Bharat Ratna in 2019 for his selfless services to the nation, and I express my heartfelt wishes on behalf of Government of Karnataka to his honor. Secondly, I would like to congratulate the governing body, esteemed faculty, and our dear students, as well as alumni for Christ University on the celebration of their Golden Jubilee. Christ University is one of the premier institutions in the country. This has been the standard of academic discipline and excellence for the past 5 decades, and I would like to express my deep appreciation for all the people who have strived hard to make this institution as one of the top 10 education institutions in the country. From the very humble beginning in 1969, Christ University has grown leaps and bounds and now caters to more than 20,000 students from all over the nation, including students from more than 60 different countries. Talented students from the university have excelled not only in academics, but also made mark in literacy and cultural activities. I would also take this opportunity to congratulate Christ University for expanding its horizons and starting 2 new campuses in Lavasa, Pune, and Ghaziabad in Delhi. Friends, Jubilees are occasions to be celebrated and also provides an opportunity to reflect on the past achievements of the university as well as introspect on the preparations to meet the challenges that lie ahead. As we look back through half a century, we find that history of this university is one that we can be proud of. As a pillar of holistic education and a center for multidisciplinary studies, this university has worked towards the ideal set up by its founders. Friends, Karnataka aspires to skill 1.88 crore youth during the period 2017 to 2030. We are upgrading our institutes with modern market-ready technology and machinery which includes public and private ITIs and polytechnics, etc. I am happy to inform that state is also concentrating on the enhancement of skills through training program with a focus on developing a ready ecosystem for a vibrant high-tech manufacturing industry in the state. Christ University continues to play a crucial role in realizing the vision of the state in skill enhancement. The university has undertaken path-breaking initiatives in higher education, such as introduction of innovative and modern curricula. Insistence on academic discipline and adoption of global higher education practices with the support of creative and dedicated staff. My faith in the future of this institution is fully justified by the achievements of its 50 years past. I once again congratulate you all on reaching this golden jubilee milestone. May you continue to flourish for all times to come. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to invite the Honorable former President of India, Bharat Ratna, Shri Pranab Mukherjee, to deliver the Golden Jubilee Valedictory address.
Good afternoon, Sri K.G. George, Minister Large and Medium Size Industries, Government of Karnataka, Padma Bhushan, Dr. Devi Prasad Sethi, Founder and Chairman of Narayan Health, Sri Ramalingam Reddy, former Minister, Lord Anthony Cadial CMLI, Bishop, Diocese of Mandya, Father George A. Rao, D.U. Haley, Chancellor of Christ University, Father Abraham Guillen, Vice Chancellor, Christ University, distinguished members of the faculty, guests, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students. It's indeed a privilege for me to be present amidst you this morning to celebrate 50th year of your journey in the arena of higher education in this part of the country. 50 years in the life of an institution is not long enough, but at the same time, it gives us an opportunity to pause for a while, to reflect from where did we begin, where we are, and what is our future destination. When we will celebrate the next 50th year, that means 100th year, many of us will not be around us. But the people, the vast multitude of faces, old young men and women who will be beneficiary from the onward march of this institution will be there. And the grateful nation will recollect the contribution of this great institution has made in the spread of higher learning and education. Dr. Devi Sethi has made a very nice distinction and pleasant one between politician and statesman. To my mind, politician deals with the present, statesman looks for the future. When we look at the bright young faces, boys and girls, when I look at their gleaming eyes, I do not look at them physically, but I look at the future of this great nation, which is going to not only occupy its rightful place in the Committee of Nations, but also going to make immense contribution for the rejuvenation of entire humanity. Because that is the philosophy which we have taught people thousands and thousands of years ago. India is the cradle of the oldest civilization, one of the oldest civilizations of the world. And still, that 5,000 years old civilization is surviving, is kicking around and conveying its message. Couple of months back, when I was asked to speak on the Indian nationalism, the first question I asked to myself and to the people, can we describe India in the concept of the European nation states, which practically formulated after 1645 series of treaties of Westphalia? That concept does not fit in India. It does not mean a group of identified persons having commonality of religion, language, culture, and at the same time identifying a common enemy. When I look at India, from Himalaya to Cape Comorin, from Mizoram to Dwarka, the vast multitude of people covering an area of 3.3 million square kilometers, numbering 1.3 billion, using in their daily lives 1,800 dialects and more than 170 languages, practicing 7 major religions and practicing innumerable cultures. Can we describe it in the Westphalian definition of a nation state? Surely not. Yet, these 1.3 billion people, speaking so many languages, practicing so many cultures, believing in so many ideas, is under one flag, one constitution, one system, and is known in the world as India. Therefore, while participating in the Golden Jubilee celebration of this illustrious institution, the first thought come to my mind. I express my deep gratitude and appreciation to the fathers, founders of this institution, well-wishers, patrons, present Chancellor, former chancellors, President Vice Chancellor, former Vice Chancellors, teachers and students that you have made wonderful contribution in conceptualizing India and moving ahead through the generations. That's why I began my observation that 50 years is not long enough for an institution. 400, 500 years, Oxford, Cambridge, many other illustrious institutions. During my presidency, I had the privilege of visiting Istanbul University, which was established in 1431, one of the oldest universities of the world. After some time, I had the privilege of visiting Hebrew University at Jerusalem, where many of the oldest texts of the world's civilizations are available. All of them are part of our heritage. We cannot deny the existence of any one of them, and we cannot consider anybody as our enemy, because our civilization have taught us from the very beginning, Sarve Shukhina Bhavantu, Sarve Shantu Nirama, Sarve Bhadrani Pushyantu, Makaschi Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Our concept is overall inclusive. It includes all. It does not reject anybody. It absorbs all. It synthesizes. And in the process of synthesization, India has grown over the millennia. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to note that this university is one such institution which has been rendering yeoman service to the student community and the society at large for the last 50 years. And I have no doubt many more 50 years will be added to your glorious life. Educational service with a strong foundation that is rendered here is built on the values espoused by Kurikase Elias Chavda, the 19th century educationist and social reformers, and the founder of the CMI, order that runs Christ University. I am happy to know that Saint Chavda's unfulfilled dream during his lifetime of catering to the requirements of tertiary level students has been fulfilled by this institution. Our with a deep sense of enthusiasm and commitment negotiate their way to only to exist into the world fully equipped with not just knowledge and skills, but with a stronger resolve to be a change agent. Mahatma Gandhi observed once, be the change that you want to see in the world. Change cannot be brought from outside. Change must be from within. And we are to be the agent of change by changing ourselves in concept-wise in all ways. Christ University, I am told, is striving and a living example of our unity in diversity. I am informed that with a huge 22,000 students enrolled from all the Indian states and with a robust 1,000 member academic community hailing from across the country, it has also 650 international students. This makes you a conglomeration of the several cultures, language, religion, communities of the world. It reminds me of the great poet of Sangam age, Ghanaian, Darner, who said, and I quote, Yadham Ude Yavanam Keli, which means to us, all towns are our own, everyone are our own. Dear friends, that is the essence of the core civilization of India. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. When it is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, whole world is my relation. Then whom should I consider in the Westphalian concept as my enemy? I cannot identify any enemy. All are my friends, all are my relations, because I believe in the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, what is the success? To be in the Committee of the Nations, in the high table of the international community? Not wealth, not armed forces, not the largest standing army, not the highest GDP rate for growth, but yet all these are important, but along with it is important the humanity. Believe in humanity, believe in universal brotherhood, believe in Christ's advice to the mankind, forgive. Don't keep it in mind who has harmed you. Always remember who has helped you. Don't think anybody is your enemy. Always think all of human beings are your friends, are your own. In this aspect, I would also like to take the opportunity to congratulate you for one aspect of academic activities, that is research. 1800 years, not 1 or 2 centuries, but 18 centuries, India led the world in the higher education. From the older days of Takshashila University, which are the confluence of 4 civilizations, Indian, Greece, Iranian, Persian. From days of Takshashila in 6th century BC to days of Nalanda, 12th century AD, all these 1800 years, Indian universities like Takshashila, Nalanda, Vikramshila, Sompura, Udantpuri, and many others attracted mighty minds in the form of teachers, students, research scholars, spent time, energy, enthusiasm in innovation, in discovery, in finding out new paths, new ways. Therefore, research is the very fundamental to the spread of education, to the enlightenment of mind, and to its expansion. Swami Vivekananda once observed, and very rightly so, expansion is life, contraction is death. Expand yourself, expand your horizon, expand your mental framework, expand your visions, and you will find, young students, my dear young friends, boys and girls, that the world belongs to you. You belong to the world. Yes, you are proud citizen of this great country, member of this oldest civilization, but as well, you are the citizen of the world. You are the part of one universal humanity, and that universal humanity is to be preserved, protected, and continued with its civilizational values. With these words, once again, I express my deep appreciation and gratitude to the authorities of this great institution, and I wish them many, many more success in the coming years with laurel. Let them build up the new generations. Let us build up the new citizens of the world who will bring peace, harmony, cultural unification, civilizational expansion. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jai.
May I call upon the Registrar of the University, Dr. Anil Joseph Pinto, to propose the vote of thanks.
Universities are the lifeblood and the nerve centers of civilizations, which make them invaluable to all societies. As we mark the conclusion of the Golden Jubilee of Christ University, it is my honor and privilege to remember and thank all those who have made this day possible for us. At the outset, I wish to thank God Almighty for the abundant blessings during the last 5 decades and today. At this juncture, it is only appropriate that we remember with eternal gratefulness Bishop Jonas Thaliath, who dreamt of starting this institution in Bangalore 7 decades ago, early 50s, and realized it 5 decades ago in 1969, but for whom we would not have been here today. Coincidentally, this year marks the 100th birth anniversary of Bishop Jonas, who through his vision and much more than that tenacity founded this institution. We remain forever grateful to former President of India, Bharat Ratna, Shri Pranab Mukherjee, for graciously accepting our invitation, for his presence with us, and for the Golden Jubilee Valedictory address. On behalf of the university, may I request Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Father Abraham VM, to present a token of our gratitude to Shri Pranab Mukherjee. We also thank all those who accompanied and supported Shri Pranab Mukherjee for his visit here. We thank Bishop of Mandya and former principal of this institution, Bishop Mar Anthony Karil, for his presence and blessings. Your Grace, you gave this institution a second lease of life when you took over the reins in 1989 during the most difficult moments of this institution and gave newer vision and team spirit. Please accept a token of our gratitude. Honorable Minister for Large and Medium Scale Industries, Shri K.J. George, we thank you for your gracious presence today and your support to this institution. May I request you to accept a memento from the Honorable Father Vice Chancellor. Padma Shri, Shri Devi Shetty, founder Narayana Health Foundation and Chancellor of Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, you've always been a great friend of the institution and have readily accepted the invitation and have felicitated us today. As much as we've striven to provide accessible higher education, you have striven to provide accessible health care. This institution, this city, this state, and this country is extremely proud of you. Kindly accept our gratitude and a memento from Honorable Father Vice Chancellor. Sri Ramalinga Reddy, MLA of this constituency, we thank you for your support to us during the last 3 decades and your gracious presence, and request you to accept a memento from the Honorable Father Vice Chancellor. Dr. Father George Ereadil, Chancellor, is our dear mentor and guide. Please accept our token of appreciation, Father. Father Vice Chancellor, Dr. Father Abraham VM, you are the captain of this ship as it sets sail for the next 50 years or 400 years, as Honorable President or the former President of the country said, of the growth and innovation. We thank you for the leadership you have given for this Golden Jubilee Valedictory. Thank you very much. We remember with gratitude the Carmelites of Mary Immaculate CMI congregation and Dharmaram College for their gift of Christ University to us. We also remember former principals, rectors, and prior generals. We especially remember our former Vice Chancellor in absentia, Dr. Father Thomas C. Matthew, the second founder who transformed this institution from an affiliated college to autonomous college and then a university, and who began the Golden Jubilee celebrations last year on July 11th. Members of the Board of Management, Academic Council, Planning and Monitoring Board, Commissioners of Civic Bodies, all the faculty members, Professor Raghuram, Director of IIM Bangalore, all non-teaching staff, students, alumni office bearers, the Student Welfare Office volunteers, NCC officers and cadets, press and media, special invitees, other invitees, guests, a big and a sincere thank you for being with us today. Thank you very much, each one of you, for your presence here and those watching the ceremony virtually. I remain.
Kindly rise as the dignitaries exit the auditorium. I request the audience to please be seated. To celebrate 50 years of Christ deemed to be university, over the last year, a dedicated team of music enthusiasts led by SWO under the guidance of Dr. Father Lejo have composed a set of 9 songs making the Golden Jubilee album. We present to you one of the songs from this melodious collection.
It's a wonderful world that awaits you, with colors of red, blue, green, with friends for life from near and far. So many things I've never seen. It's a wonderful world that awaits you, with colors of red, blue, green, with friends for life from near and far. So many things I've never seen. Watch out as we unite, the bond is so tight. East, west, north and south, together as Christ dies. Watch out as we unite, the bond is so tight. West, north and south, together as Christ died. What a day to be alive. Don't wish to say goodbye. Looking at those carefree days, the best days of my life. What a day to be alive. Don't wish to say goodbye. Looking at those carefree days, the best days of my life. Spring and autumn, summer and winter, flowers fill the trees, they bloom and wither. From the petals and birds in the park, and the buildings that light up when it's dark. Spring and autumn, summer and winter, flowers fill the trees, they bloom and wither. From the petals and birds in the park, and the buildings that light up when it's dark.
Stand strong on the floor with the brains and the sauce. Christ in my mind all along. Gotta follow his path, for I'm gone and I'm weak when I'm wrong, and I'm strong when I'm right. So I know that I'm strong when I'm with Christ's sights. Watch everyone come together from the corners of the country. One classroom, different thoughts that surround me. Nothing but debates and discussions around me. Tell me, there's another place like this. Cause when they work, when I'm gone, I'll miss. Chick-fil-A, SG, that's where you find me chilling my last spot. High school junkies, personal slaves, never cease to amaze me. Christ saved you from late 19 to be 85% of the year. This is where they be. We're the best in the game, it ain't hard to see. Like Christ, you make it, it's hard to be. Christ, you make it like 19 to be. We're the best in the game, it ain't hard to see. It ain't hard to see, it ain't hard to see.
say goodbye, looking at those carefree days, the best days of my life.
Hearty congratulations to the team. Please note that the albums are available for purchase at the CSA office. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have a pulsating cultural performance by the University Dance Team Natyarpana to celebrate this momentous occasion.
നിറനിറയെ കണി കാണുന്ന പുരകേറാനായേ ഒന്നായേ വഴി കണ്ടേ മണിയോരൊന്നായി പലരൊന്നായി ചേർന്നതുകൊണ്ടേ നിറനിറയും തന്നറ പൊരിഞ്ഞിടാം വയറൊരു നാളും തനതാനേ കാറ്റുവരും കാറുമാർമൊലിക്ക് പെരുവെള്ളം ഇളമലം കുതിരും കാറ്റുവയ്ക്കും കൂടെ വിട്ടകന്ന് ഒഴുകിടും ഇടക്കിടെ കിടങ്ങിടും നീന്തിക്കര വേടി കരയവച്ചു ജയിക്കുവിൽ അടിമുടി കുടങ്ങുതി ചെല്ലുകിടും കൂടുവച്ച് അടിവച്ച് കൂട്ടമായി പോണിതേ ഞങ്ങൾ
Thank you, Natyarpana, for that scintillating performance. I thank each and every person present here and all those who have contributed to organizing this program. I request the audience to stand and join in the university anthem.
March on, Christ died.
brings us to the close of events for the day.